We started this course back in 2021, and the goal was to try to give students and leaders the opportunity to develop before we put them into positions where they would be leading other people. So it comes back to the idea of entrepreneurship. And I know you've heard a lot about entrepreneur. That's the idea of building something out of nothing, building something new. But entrepreneurship is the intentional work of preparation. I think all of us want to create, but we all don't think about the importance of preparing. So our goal with this course is to prepare you. Our goal is to give you a way of a leadership living, and it's not a position or a title. It's a mindset. It's the idea that we want you to understand awareness. We want you to buy in. We want you to try things, and we want you to take ownership. So in awareness, what are we trying to make you aware of in this course? Well, number one, leadership principles. That's why we go through the book, The Leadership Challenge. Number two, our culture, the campus experience culture. Because let's just sit back and understand that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And it's the idea that culture is more important than all the other things that we do. And then also the definitions that we have on our team, like entrepreneurship. How many teams are talking about manure when they talk about their team? But we want to prepare you. The next is buy-in. We want you to be willing to try. So in this course, there will be several different levels that you have to try. You have to read, you have to watch, you have to think, and those are really, really important. And then you've got to be willing to invest in the process. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, about the idea of the time that you will invest. And then in ownership, you can't get to that part of ownership without awareness, without buy-in. But within ownership, we want you to lead others. And we want you to understand it's your responsibility. So let's start with leadership. I think it's important that we define leadership, and we define leadership with these three words. It's stewardship, influence, and service. So the definition of leadership, leadership is the stewardship of one's God-given gifts, abilities, and opportunities. So you've all been given gifts, you've all been given abilities, you've all been given opportunities. You're called to steward those. You're not called to own those, you're called to steward those. And then leaders influence. Who is influencing you? Who are you influencing? And then leaders serve. So that's what we want you to understand in this, is that leadership is about stewardship, it's about influence, it's about service. Leadership is a way of living. A lot of people think that leadership is about, I got this position, so now I'm a leader. Now, some of the best people who lead me are the people that don't have a position or a title. So leadership is a mindset. It doesn't require a position or a title. You might take this course and you might become an exec for campus experience, or you might take this course and you're not an exec. It doesn't mean that you're not a leader. You might leave Cedarville and the first job that you have is you're just doing the bare minimum. You're not leading other people, but you are leading other people because you're stewarding. You're influencing, and you're serving. So we want you to understand that, and this course seeks to equip you with the resources that you will need to lead well. So what's the process? Well, number one, can I ask you, can I beg you to trust the process? You get out of things what you put into them. My dad used to tell me that all the time. And so you get out of things what you put into them. So I'm asking you to trust this process. So what is the process of Entrepreneur Prep? Number one, you're going to have introduction videos in our 6 modules. So we have one module that will be this introduction. You're watching that video now. And then each of the other 5 modules that go through the principles of the Leadership Challenge book will have an introduction. You'll also have readings. And we want you to interact with the chapter. It doesn't mean you have to read every word, but we want you to interact and understand and start to buy into what that chapter is talking about. And then there will also be auxiliary videos, other videos that we have that highlight the different elements that we're talking about. So what's the time frame? About 2 to 3 hours a week. And we want you to set up those office hours because we want you to remember that when you're at work, but when you're not at work, you're not at work. So the whole idea of really trying to teach you at the beginning, preparing that entrepreneur prep so that you can have that good work-life balance. So why entrepreneurship? Well, entrepreneurship is focused on always being prepared. That idea of getting 1% better every single day. You're preparing. Every day that you come in, you're getting better at your leadership. You're getting better at stewardship. You're getting better at influence. You're getting better at service. You're becoming more aware. You're trying things more. And then why this course? Why Entrepreneur Prep? Because we want to prepare you to be able to serve well. So like I said a few minutes ago, you might serve as an exec, you might not serve as an exec, you might one day be the CEO of an organization, you might one day just be an assistant manager of an organization or a nurse or anything else that God gives you. But we want you to understand through this course, you need to be intentionally preparing every single day so you can live Bravo Zulu. You can live that 1% better life. So we're excited. I'm excited that you're a part of this course. I really want you to trust the process. I want you to really dive into this idea of entrepreneurship as you go through the Entrepreneur Prep course.